decades, coffee imports entered the United States largely duty-free. But now some of America's top trading partners are facing double-digit tariffs on their imports, including coffee. That's true of Brazil, the largest supplier of coffee to the United States. Its exports now face a 50% tariff into America. It's straining an industry that provides more than 1 million jobs in the US, and it's poised to strain prices too. Our North America business correspondent Erin Delmore has been hearing from importers.
This can be a pack of 50 pounds of Brazilian French broil. It would have been $14,750 some time recently, the tax, and $35,950 after the tax. Dwindle Longo's Puerto Rico bringing in company has been a staple on modern York City's Bleecker Road since 1907. A success is Cafe Mix. It's dependent on Brazilian beans. They're presently subject to a 50% moment assess, much obliged to President Trump's tariffs. The sum of the tax is so huge that it's planning to truly influence the cost of the coffee. So, for occurrence, in case we're selling coffee for $15.99 and there's a 50% duty, that coffee is intending to go up another $8. That's aiming to be within the 20s. That's insane. That's individuals won't purchase it. $30 a pound. That's strange. That's planning to murder the advertise for Brazilian coffee, which is, I figure, the reason they need to rebuff Brazil for whatever reason. So, they're putting a draconian tax on it. More generation at domestic will cruel more grounded competition and lower costs for shoppers. President Trump is redoing the worldwide exchange world arrange through taxes, charging merchants like Peter a charge to bring items in from other nations. The goal is to induce remote nations to lower exchange boundaries and to create foreign-aid items more costly so that American-made items are more competitive and inevitably favored. That in turn would goad more fabricating and generation of merchandise right here within the USA. But the thing is, coffee isn't really grown within the US. Much appreciated. It can't be. It's a tropical natural product that develops along a limit strip of arrive around the equator. It does grow in a few parts of Hawaii and Puerto Rico and a modest cut of Southern California, but that's not about sufficient to control the 450 million cups of coffee Americans drink each day. And so for all intents and purposes, all of it ought to be imported. And that's why taxes on coffee creating nations, and particularly those 50% taxes on Brazil, which supplies around a third of all the coffee expended within the US, is impactful for individuals who offer and purport coffee like Dwindle. Appallingly pushed, terribly pushed. It keeps me up at night since you've got to undertake to figure out a way to oversee your cash stream to expect what's coming. The stakes were tall some time recently, duties were indeed reported. Back in February, the worldwide cost of Arabica coffee hit its most elevated point on record. Indeed, in spite of the fact that that's come down a bit, simmered coffee taken a toll shoppers 15% more final month than it did a year earlier. All of that puts weight on vendors like Diminish, typically how I make my living. Is it, so in the event that we ought to shrivel, we'll shrivel. And on the off chance that we gotta shrivel to the point where we go out of commerce, there's nothing I can do almost and we'll do the most excellent we will. But he's wagering that that morning glass of Joe is something individuals will keep shelling out for, indeed on the off chance that it costs them more. I require 3 twofold espressos fair to be cognizant, and I know my clients are exceptionally ritualized when it comes to their coffee. They appreciate it, it's something they see forward to, so I do not think coffee is going absent. Me, not one or the other, around the world and over the UK.